Harlem 148th Street, also known as 148th Street Lenox Terminal, is the only New York City subway terminus in Harlem. You know, not counting 145th on the B, of course. The station, located at the intersection of 149th Street and Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, or the correct name, 7th Avenue, is served by the 3 train, also known as the Red Rocket, at all times. The station itself, not the yard adjacent to it, contains 2 tracks and 1 island platform, with bumper blocks at the west end of the platform. Despite the station being at grade, it appears underground. This is because it sits under the Frederick Douglass Academy High School and its parking lot. It also, despite being at grade, is not ADA accessible, as the only way to reach the platforms is via a staircase on the east side of the mezzanine. Plans to make the station ADA accessible were included in the 2020 through 2024 MTA Capital Program, but were put on hold because of the ongoing pandemic and multiple MTA financial crises. Although the Lenox Avenue line and yard were constructed in 1904, the 148th Street station was not part of the original line. Proposals for an extension to the Lenox Avenue line had been around since the 1910s. 2 of the most notable proposals, with one coming to fruition, occurred in the 1940s and 1950s. In the 1940s, the New York City Board of Transportation proposed extending the Lenox Avenue line to the Bronx via the 9th Avenue L. However, the tunnel between Sedgwick Avenue and Anderson-Jerome Avenues was built to elevated railway standards, whose third rails were too short for IRT subway trains. Another issue was that most, if not all, of the old L's, formerly operated by the Manhattan Railway Company, were not strong enough to bear the weight of the heavy subway trains the IRT were running. In 1957, a station within the Lenox Yard near 150th Street was proposed to better serve the local area, including the nearby Harlem River houses. The station was later moved to 149th Street because of the downsizing of Lenox Yard, with the land sold to the developers of the Frederick Douglass Academy High School and the Esplanade Gardens apartment complex above the yard and station. It was originally planned for the station to be named 149th Street 7th Avenue, but to avoid confusion with 149th Street Grand Concourse just across the Harlem River, it was changed to 148th Street Lenox Terminal. The new terminus for the 3 line was intended to replace the former terminal at 145th Street, just a few blocks away. However, plans were met with protests from local residents and, as a result, was cancelled. The 148th Street station was opened on May 13, 1968, at the cost of $1.29 million, which, adjusted for inflation, is about $10 million in today's dollars. In my opinion, despite the lack of any fancy design principles, it is one of the most unique stations in the system. It's basically a yard-turned station. It's pretty cool to see the 3 come above ground after 145th Street, which actually is another mystical station we'll be looking at soon. Anyway though, if you would like to get more of this type of content from Mystic Transit, like, subscribe, and consider becoming a channel member.